Now, a gut check, this kind of personality, you can think of them as the ones that are a little more of an intuitive decision maker. In some ways, they're maybe the opposite of a Mr. Factual. Um, they want to think on things, they intuit, and data is good for them, but it really has to resonate. It has to feel right, and they're not always necessarily action forward. And so, our challenge as project leaders is really to be able to understand that and respect that they've got a process they have to go through to digest and understand things. Um, and we have to be able to learn how to be compelling with external information. And now the strength of this kind of persona is that they're usually very aligned with vision and mission, and they're usually very good for culture, and they're very good decision makers. But the weakness is it can be very difficult as a project leader to compel them with data if it is sort of contrary to their intuition. And it can sometimes drive other people crazy if they don't understand the intuitive nature of that, or that we need to give time or some background for that development of the intuition for them to come to that conclusion or come to that decision internally. We need to really communicate through narrative. We find that this is a really effective way. We find that this kind of a executive doesn't respond as well to just presenting a bunch of facts, but we need to talk through the story, talk through the narrative to help walk them through the journey to get to the right decision. And you may find that you have to approach that same story from a couple different angles. So be prepared with different storylines, different data and information where you can try to approach this question or decision that you're asking for, your ask or action, from a couple different angles to help make it resonate for them. Now, the gut check is they're going to want to be heard, and they're going to want to make the decision on their terms and in their timeline. And so our personal recommendation there is really just to mirror that and work together with them to make a plan, and just really listen and try to act on their perspective. The PPM utility belt we found useful here is really being able to get a big picture view of data, being able to understand the whole picture, because you know, gut checks are very often big picture thinkers, and our ability to frame that and show that, and then show our ability to drill down into data that's supporting what you're asking for, can be a huge benefit. Because what that does is that tells the whole story from the top to the bottom. And having a good tool set can also help you pivot. You might get asked, can we look at this scenario or that scenario? And having the right tool set can help you with that too.